Welcome everyone, Costin here on Serious Gaming, continuing Dragon Age Origins. Since I haven't fully recovered from it and talking for prolonged periods of time will just result in me coughing badly, I just want to keep this short, but here's a quick status update. I've been sick for over 1 week or so, caught a pretty nasty virus, and I haven't fully recovered from it. That's with regards to why I haven't done any videos for the last week or so. I did note this in a feed, but I'm gonna note it here in the beginning of this video as well. Another thing, I've gotten a lot of comments on XCOM. Some of them were troll comments. I removed those and blocked the user, but quite a few of them were legitimate comments from people saying, you know, you're so incredibly lucky, or I can't believe this is impossible. Look, it is impossible, and yes, I am incredibly lucky in that specific playthrough that I did, which was my only successful playthrough of the game. What a lot of people don't understand is that I attempted a playthrough for that game a lot. I attempted a lot of playthroughs for XCOM, and I failed pretty much every single one of them except that one, which is the walkthrough. So yeah, that's something to consider. And there are a lot of problems with XCOM, specifically the balance of the game in the early game on Impossible Iron Man. Once you get to the mid game, once you get laser weapons, carapace armor, then Titan armor, and plasma weapons, it does definitely get a lot more balanced and manageable. I wouldn't say easy, but it does get easier. I think a game that wants to provide a challenge should give you a fair challenge. This is the thing with Dark Souls, by the way, just going to that game. Dark Souls is a very challenging game, but it's not a bullshit challenge like XCOM is in the early game. It's a very fair challenge where every time you die, you look back and say, I died because of my own mistakes, not because of some bullshit, random crap that the computer threw at me. That's how it feels to play Dark Souls. And yes, with XCOM, you do feel that it's random crap that the computer throws at you. In a lot of cases that you do die. Anyway, let's begin here. It's been quite a while since I've played Dragon Age. There is gonna be some dark spawn here in this tunnel. Yeah, 5. I'm gonna go after those 3. Yeah, pretty easy. Just don't go after the archers. Wait for a bit.
I still remember my first battle.
Okay. Dark Spawn Emissary.
So be it.
Okay. So, that group has been defeated. Let's proceed. I need to, well, first I'm gonna go here. Just the bloody map of this area. Yeah, that's a dead end, but there should be loot inside. You know, there's been a lot of comments with regards to Dragon Age 3. The one thing I want the most with regards to Dragon Age 3 is for it to provide a good challenge. I'm not talking of bullshit challenge like Dragon Age 2 where it's like, oh yeah, we have bosses that have a ton of HP but are just potion fest, and then we have mobs that one-shot you, or mages that one-shot you. Rogues or mages. That's definitely a bad challenge. It's definitely a challenge, I won't deny it, but in my mind it's a bad challenge. And one of the things they've been saying with Dragon Age 3 is how you're gonna be the Inquisitor, and they've recently released information that you're gonna essentially build your castle. You know what? Dragon Age Awakening is the best game in the Dragon Age universe for me. And there you did manage a castle and there around it, but we shall see what they do with Dragon Age. I'm not very optimistic, however. I think with Dragon Age 2 and Mass Effect 3, my eyes have been opened to the fact that BioWare is a piece of trash. And I am playing a BioWare game, and yes, I am gonna state that. I see no reason whatsoever why the fuck I shouldn't state that. Why? Just because I'm doing a walkthrough of one of their so-called best games, that doesn't mean I can't trash them. You know what? I find this game to be a pile of shit. Period. Like, look at the combat. Am I facing a challenge here? No. Would I face any challenge without the mods for, you know, the weapons, the armor that I'm using? No, because the mods that I'm using also improve the challenge of the game, believe that or not. Improved atmosphere does improve the challenge of the game. Okay, Boots of the Legion. Though they do, though improved atmosphere also adds all these items. But as I've said, they do improve the challenge of the game. The mod makes enemies tougher. Simple as that. And if I hear from any single fucking person that, you know, difficulty of a game doesn't actually matter, it's all about the experience. You know what? I don't play games just for the fucking experience. You wanna take that argument? Take it to the fucking Call of Duty fanboys. Because that's one of the things they use. Oh, you know, it's not about, you know, having a proper challenging in a game. It's about the experience of the game. Yeah. I don't play games to be bored, that's for certain. But you know what? I'll take another Dragon Age 2 any day over another Dragon Age Origins in terms of gameplay. Not in terms of fucking story. But in terms of gameplay. Because here, I could just go if I had the bot that would just move my character forward, I could go AFK for most of this game if I set up my tactics right. And if I use the mod which enabled my character to use his tactics even when I control them. I think, yeah, it is actually possible to get such a mod that makes your character, your PC, use his tactics. Even when even when you've got him selected, essentially you can just play this game with one hand. You can just play this game on autopilot, essentially. That's a really big problem, as I see it. A really, really big problem. Motivate.
Yes.
Ogre.
I am ready. As you like.
Charming as ever, I see.
This should be easy enough.
One thing I never understood with BioWare, why the hatred towards customizing the way your companions look? I just don't get the point of that. I guess really it comes down to laziness, but their official excuse is that, you know, we want characters to look in a certain way. I absolutely fucking despise the way Fenris or Varric or, well, Varric is kind of okay, or, you know, Varric, Anders, all these characters in Dragon Age 2 look. Or the armor, that is.
On it.
I want the ability to customize my companion's armor, and it's actually a problem I have with Mass Effect as well. And if there's an improvement Mass Effect 3 had, is that it did allow you to customize to a certain degree, like pick from various, you know, armors that each of which gave you different bonuses. But, you know, I still prefer the way Dragon Age Origins handled this. What's the problem, BioWare? Really? Are you tired of doing armor models for so many different races and all of that?
So easy.
This should be easy enough.
That's the most likely explanation, really. But really, if the real reason is that their artists are pushing for this, their artists can fuck off, essentially. Yeah, with BioWare games, you do feel at certain points that artists, cinematic artists, modelers, no, not modelers, character artists, are influencing the game for the worst. Like the Kunari look in Dragon Age 2. Like, I'm fine with how fucking Sten looks in Dragon Age Origins. I'm fine with how all the Kunari look in Dragon Age Origins that you encounter, you know, mercenaries. And the one merchant in Dragon Age Awakening, I'm fine with how they look. I saw no fucking reason we needed to make them tribal warriors. You're gonna make me think that you're gonna tell me that these guys almost conquered the continent when they're not using fucking armor? If I'm going on a rant here, it's because I have every fucking reason in the world to go on a rant against BioWare. Against everything they fucking do. There was a discussion recently on the Dragon Age 3 forums on Social BioWare about King Alistair, about making him canon in the comics. I really hope it's not going to be canon in the games, but we shall see. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't think it will be. Like, one of the things BioWare did do reasonably well has been, you know, the import function. And say what you will about, you know, poor imports in Mass Effect 3, they're still better than a lot of games. Like, Witcher 1 to Witcher 2, pretty fucking horrible. Except Siegfried and Witcher 2. That's it. Like, that's the only thing that was done well. Everything else, every single fucking decision you can make in The Witcher 1. I know Siegfried was like a main decision in The Witcher 1, but the other two variants of that didn't really... Well, I guess one of them got considered because one of them is essentially side with no one. But the third wasn't considered, and for every single other, for every other choice, variants didn't really matter. I'm not talking here of just Shani, I'm talking here of the endgame choice of The Witcher 1, and yes, there was an endgame choice, which I think had a pretty significant impact. Like, yes, there are problems with The Witcher 2. There are major flaws with that game. I love it, but, you know, just because I love it doesn't mean I don't recognize its flaws. And if I'm rambling here, it's because I have nothing to fucking say about the game, right? About Dragon Age Origins in terms of combat. Oh yeah, go into the fray, use the spells that, you know, 1 to 4 on your keyboard. Use AoE healing or healing spells on characters who get too low. Prioritize elites. Oh. Bollocks. There's one emissary there, and he's got a ton of spiders supporting him. Can actually die if you follow him too far. You just get overwhelmed by the enemies. This is a bit tactical, I'll grant it that, but here's the thing, like, situations like this are not that common in the game. That's a real problem. It's not that the game lacks any sort of challenge whatsoever, because it does have moments of challenge, like the High Dragon or Flemeth, or this one, or the boss fight that awaits me at the end of this fucking quest. But the thing is that there's a lot of trash enemies that propose no challenge whatsoever to you.
Let's finish.
Weapons at the ready.
Okay, I got to the end here. Now, if I recall correctly, there's 2 emissaries in the cavern right there. With a bunch of spiders as well. Okay, let's see here. Oh, wait. Yeah. I haven't played this game in a month, so I forgot I didn't have Cleansing Aura on her. Okay. One thing I should do. Yeah, Frost Weapons. And here we are in another tunnel with more Darkspawn. There's a trap there. Several, actually.
I love this game.
I see.
Too slow.
This should be enough.
Excuse me while I do my happy dance.
And I guess the reason everyone dislikes the Deep Roads and the Fade is that they're essentially combat
You wish.
focused, and the combat is pretty
On it.
bad, and a lot of people don't play on Nightmare, so essentially they have no challenge on their hands. Unless they're bad players. And there are a lot of bad players, and I wish a lot of them recognize the fact that yes, they are bad players. This is a problem I have with a lot of people. They're bad players, but yet they comment on, you know, how bad the mechanics of a game are. Look, if you don't play on the fucking difficulty, you don't have a complete image of a game. A lot of comments that Dragon Age 2 got in terms of its gameplay were like, yeah, waves. You know, the waves, in my opinion, are not the fucking problem. The problem are mobs that one-shot you and bosses with 2 million fucking HP or something like that. Or a boss fight like the High Dragon in Dragon Age 2, which takes 30 fucking minutes to complete, regardless of your fucking gear. Like, I had the best gear in the game by that point. I had a ton of potions, that's the reason I actually got it. Or the final boss fight, which also takes 30 fucking minutes. It's stuff like that. That's really the problem of the game. Unless you build your character in a very specific way, fine. Like, it's essentially something that comes down to stats. And build. Okay. You know, I appreciate when a good build gives me a huge bonus in combat, but that's too huge. Like, I've seen someone take down a Pride Demon pretty easily, like a boss fight, which was a Pride Demon in Dragon Age 2 pretty easily, whereas it took me about 2-3 times as long to actually finish that guy. Like, I'm okay with stats giving you bonuses, but not that big. Like, you can complete a fight 2 or 3 times faster. That's a problem. But how do you do a party game then? That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it's like, if you're a solo player, I guess you can't, you know, do it in the style of The Witcher, do it in the style of, you know, Dust 6 Human Revolution. But how do you do it when you have an entire party to command?
Ready for action.
And for what it's worth, I do like my party in Dragon Age Origins, but in Dragon Age Awakening, but I don't know how to do I'm not a gameplay designer, so I don't know. But it's definitely a very interesting question. I guess that's the only defense Bio really has for their combat system. Say hello to the Forge Master, boss level, and her like an elite. Yep, Zevran died because that guy hits like a truck. Okay, healing potion.
This is gone forever.
How about you? Victory shall be mine.
Hello there.
Cross me and you shall pay!
On your guard! Armed and dangerous, ready for action.
Now we get our
That's quite the impression you got. This is going on forever.
Okay, it is done.
As you wish.
Forge Master dead. Another boss
get
fight
started.
defeated. Not that useful. I guess this hammer is just useful. The spear thrower as well, and I'm getting a full inventory. Need to get rid of some of the stuff I gained, like this. Too much fucking Lyrium
Shall
dust.
we?
Let's make some bloody potions on Morrigan. Shall we what? Never mind it. Anyway. Yep, that's a lot of bloody potions. I still haven't found, you know, good healing potion, but alright. And then I go back to the inventory. And what the hell should I get rid of? All of these. You know, I've never seen a point to actually using any of these. Well, that might be useful a bit. Keep that. You know, I have all these fucking gifts. Like the gemstones I'm gonna give to the dwarves once I get them. They do give you some experience. Life. No, keep that. I'll need it. Yeah. Well, Costin here signing out. And
This should be easy enough.
sorry for the huge rant. I guess I've pissed a lot of people off with this video. Wouldn't surprise me. Anyway.